If you're ready to awaken to the truth of who you really are, to activate the power within you and to become the creator of your reality, then you're in the right place. Stick around, we're going to be talking about sexual energy, joygasms, and the ultimate destination. Hello, I'm Aleckson. I am the soul speaker, giving a voice to the power within, so that you can become the fully empowered creator of your reality through higher consciousness living. Many years ago I started on a journey on the road less travelled. You might be on this journey as well, or perhaps you've been on the journey for a little while, or you might just be starting out. We call it the road less travelled because it is the road toward personal development, towards self-empowerment and toward spiritual development, or to becoming all that you can be, allowing all parts of yourself to be out there authentically in the world. So when I started on this journey, on this road less travelled, I went first of all searching for happiness. And on that journey, as I was reading the research, learning about meditation, also realising that I couldn't do meditation the way that they were teaching it, I then also came across many people who were talking about joy. They were talking about joy as if it was something better than happiness. And I wanted some of that. I read a quote that said, "First I seek joy and all else follows." And that bit got me, all else follows, because I was looking for all else. I was looking for everything in life. So apparently, if I found joy, I would then have everything else come to me, so to speak. That was exciting to me. And so I started thinking of joy as the ultimate destination. That was my ultimate destination. Now, around this same time, as I found out about meditation, I figured I must learn how to do this thing called meditation. So I tried, I truly tried. I'd sit, I'd light my candle, I'd focus on the candle, and I would try to empty my mind, but I couldn't do it. So then I gave up trying to empty my mind, and I thought, I'll just let the thoughts come and go. I've heard you can do that as well, so I did that as well. And I still couldn't do it. There was no way I could sit for anything over about 5 or 10 minutes and not get totally bored and want to be going on to something else. Around the same time, coincidentally, I was learning about the resonance of your heart and how it actually has a larger magnetic field than your brain has. And so one day I was sitting there wanting to meditate but thinking it's so boring and I can't do it, so what's the point of doing it? Really beating up on myself for not being able to do what everyone said you had to do in order to be a meditator. And I had this idea. So I sat and I breathed in and out, and I counted my breath as I was doing that. And I counted my breath. And essentially I counted my breath until I got bored with doing that. And then in that moment, I started to think, I want joy. Joy is my ultimate destination. How do I get joy? And the power within me spoke to me and said, remember when you felt joy throughout your life. Remember those moments of joy when you were holding your firstborn child in your arm for the very first time, and that overwhelming sense of joy that you received when you were a child playing in the backyard with your brothers and sisters, shooting bows and arrows and playing cowboys and Indians. Remember the joy you felt in those moments. And so I sat there and I breathed in and out. And instead of counting my breaths in and out, I started to allow my mind or my imagination to feel what joy was. So I was gathering all this feeling of joy up in my head here. And I started to think, well, what if I bring that down into my heart? Because my heart has a very strong magnetic pull. Isn't that how I'm going to get the things that I want? By becoming attractive to it? By becoming a magnet for those things? So it occurred to me that if I brought all the energy of joy down into my heart space And then as I breathed, I started to feel it expand out and expand out and expand out. And as I did this, a very surprising thing happened. I started to feel joyful, but even more than that, I started to feel sexually excited. The reason I'm telling you that is to tell you, or to let you know, that it's not unusual for that to happen. Your sexual energy and your spiritual energy are very closely tied. So I know throughout working with women for many, many years that often when they start meditating, they do have this sexual energy start to rise within them, because it is spiritual energy as well. So it is them connecting into who they really are. So I think it's important to tell you that, because if you're one of the women who, like many, stopped meditating because they started having those feelings and they thought they were doing something wrong, I want to let you know that it's completely normal. And then, realising that I was having this sexual arousal while I was doing this process of meditation, my meditation around joy, I thought, well, what can I call it so that I can share it with other people? And of course, what else could you call it but a joygasm? An orgasm of joy that I was having. So today, make sure you go down here and pick up your complimentary gift from me, which is a MP3 recording of a joygasm, so you can have that experience. By the way, you won't necessarily have a sexual experience. This is about joy. I just wanted to share that information about the sexual energy with you, in case you needed to know that, in case you've not meditated in the past because those things were happening to you, to let you know that it is totally normal. And if it does happen, just go with it. Just go with it. You deserve it. You deserve to have those feelings of joy and sexual excitement. Don't forget to download your PDF for this episode. It's got a quote that I then came up with around joy, because I think joy really is the ultimate destination when we're on this road less travelled and on this path of spiritual and self-development. So pop down, make sure you pick those up. Now, speaking about your heart space, next week we're going to talk more about your heart space and getting into your heart. And I'm going to share with you the Mind Your Own Vibration Love Meditation. It'll help you get into love, be in love in the world, and attract love. We'll see you then.